What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Educated Barfly. You guys are sights for sore eyes. Now, you don't know that I have been gone for 3 weeks because there has been no hiccup in our content, but I have been gone for 3 weeks. I haven't shot anything, feeling a little rusty, just, kind of shake off the rust today. And I'm happy to be back with a partnership between us and Ecozy, which is an ice machine developing company. What if I told you, follow me, this is exactly that type of shot that other guy in the comments hated last week. What if I told you that this machine can help you make this? That's right. Ecozy has come up with the, I think, very first countertop sphere ice maker. The only other sphere ice maker that I know of is made by a company named Hoshizaki, and Hoshizaki makes really high-end, very fantastic luxury bar equipment for bars, but those are under-counter ice machines that'll cost you $6,000. This bad boy you can have for a mere $600, which is, it's still kind of expensive for a consumer, but it is well worth it, and I'm gonna tell you why. This makes clear ice. Now, we've been testing this for about a month now. I have tested it 6 ways from Sunday, as you can see, with my big, large canister of sphere ice. And there are a couple things that you should know about this machine. Okay, so this machine acts the same way that most of your countertop ice machines act. It kind of makes ice in sort of the same way, but when it makes ice balls, initially, the ice ball will come out and you'll see little fissures and cracks in it, so it looks cloudy. What you want to do is either leave it until the basket is full, and once the basket is full, the keep cold feature will kick on in this machine, and then it will heal some of those cracks. So what I like to do is I harvest them out, and they actually give you, hold on, I actually got to show you, this is really cool. They give you these little trays. So the machine comes with these little trays. And what's nice about these little trays is that when you have ice that came out of here, the ice is still a little wet. And so if you put them straight in the freezer, they're gonna freeze together, but you can put them in here and then you keep them separate, put them in the freezer, and then those fissures will heal. So I like to put them straight in the freezer. The fissures heal, and then you get nice clear ice. Here, let's see. These ones came out, as you can see. Those are the fissures that are inside the ice. And so you want to make sure that you keep them in the freezer, and then those will actually heal and turn pretty clear. You couldn't see this when I pulled that out. Actually, you know what? Marius, let's pull a couple of these out and then let them temper to show the clarity. Let them temper in this slightly dirty bowl. The one thing that you need to notice about this is that there's a little hole on top, and that comes from the way that the ice forms inside the machine. It forms on this little spindle, and so it has a little hole. But what's good about this is that the more you run the machine, the smaller this little hole gets. So when you first run the machine, the first few times, it's gonna have big holes, and then as you run it, those holes actually get smaller and smaller, and then they will be basically completely, I don't know if you can see, there's no hole there. There are a couple of things that you need to know about running the machine. The machine, you need to run in cooler ambient temperature. Because the machine runs hot, if it's in hot ambient temperature, it will make a little bit cloudier ice. And so you want to make sure that you keep it in a cool, dry place so that it can make the clear ice that you really want to have in your drinks. So the machine makes 144 ice balls a day, and it has storage for 56 ice balls inside there. So of course, what you'll be doing is you'll be harvesting them out and then letting it run. It has a water line attachment in the back, so it can be connected to a water line and constantly run. But if you don't want to connect it to a water line, you can do like you do with all the nugget ice machines, which is basically pour water up into a fill line in here and then run the machine. And then when it's out of water, it'll give you a little indicator light, and then you can just add more water in. So it's pretty flexible in the way that you operate it. 144 balls a day is pretty impressive, I think. I will say this though, the cooling temperature in here doesn't go very low, and so the ice balls still melt if you just let it run. So if you let the machine run over 24 hours, the balls will actually vary in size. Like as you can see, this one's a little bit smaller than that one, and because this one melted a little more, it was being kept in the ice machine. So the best possible way to do it is wait until it has finished its cycle and then pull the ice out, put them in the little tray, put them in the freezer, and then let it make more ice so that you have ice that is of a consistent size. So I tested the length of time that it takes to make the ice. And that's actually pretty impressive because some of the nugget ice machines that we made started making ice within an hour. and then it took a little while to accumulate enough ice to make a cocktail. This machine starts making ice in about a half an hour, and you'll have 4 balls in about 40 minutes. So after that half an hour period of like priming and temperaturing down and stuff, and starting to make the ice, you'll have ice in 10-minute intervals, which is really nice as well. You don't have to wait a super long time. Again, when you're running a machine like this, you don't really want to be running it to just put it in cocktails immediately, because like I said, the ice is a little bit wet in there. The way these machines run, it actually cascades a little bit of water into the basket, so it's pretty wet in there, and then everything is super tempered. So what I like to do is pull it out and then put it in the freezer. Then you have that consistent ice ball size, but then also you have ice that's not completely sweating, and then you can shake, strain, do whatever you want with it, put it in cocktails. Although if you're putting it in cocktails, you might want to then re-temper it later when it's ready to use. But it's a really nice machine that you can just make a whole bunch of ice ahead of time. The only downside to that is you might then need to invest in a chest freezer so that you can just have ice storage, because you will have a lot of ice. So another thing to note about this ice is the kind of water that you're going to want to use. Now, you don't want to use water that has a lot of total dissolved solids in it, which is like high TDS. The tap water is not going to be great in here. If you do that, it definitely will make cloudy ice. I like to use bottled water, which brings me to the fact that they sent the machine with a TDS meter, and they also sent the machine with everything that you need to hook it up into your water line. So all of the necessary attachments to be able to attach it to a water line. Another note about water is that this machine makes the best clear ice with either purified or distilled water, or even boiled water actually works pretty well in here. I don't do that because you get a pretty good clear result out of water that is just spring water, but if you want the most optimal, clearest possible ice that you can get, using something that has absolutely no mineral content in it at all is going to perform better, and it's going to give you a better result. The price is, a little bit expensive. It's $599 on Amazon. It's a little bit expensive. That being said, I think that if you're in the luxury ice machine market, I give this thing a 10 out of 10. It's really great. It's something that runs exactly how it's supposed to. I've tested it for a good period of time. I think I might do a follow-up on this video in like another year, just see how it's still performing. They did use a lot of plastic in its build, but it looks very sturdy, so I think that it's gonna perform pretty well over time. Anyway, I'll let you guys know. This is definitely a machine that I'm going to keep because I'm gonna use it. I think it's awesome and I love it, and I don't know, go out and buy it, I guess. If you want some sphere ice, this is the way to go.